if it was a baseball game, they're just introducing the players. This thing started in the fall. People don't demonstrate when it's cold. This is an election year. If you go back through history, that's when you know what hits the fan during election years. But the thing about this, where this thing really hasn't even started yet, and I can guarantee you that and this gentleman was talking about revitalizing Youngstown. The subtitle of my book is Taking Back the Rust Belt, one radio station at a time. And I can guarantee you that the people that are fighting this fight, they don't even know who their enemy is. I just came here and explained to whoever you people are that the war that we're fighting is in Texas and on Wall Street in New York City. That's who the enemy is. The enemy is conservatism. The enemy is the desire for absolute power and for the hoarding of wealth. And for now, how do you attack these grassroots movements? Well, first of all, you better understand where is the head of the snake. And the head of the snake is the Chamber of Commerce. When I was growing up, there was 100 lobbyists in Washington. There's 50,000 lobbyists in Washington. The Chamber of Commerce is the lobbyist. They're one and the same. And you have to know that the Chamber of Commerce connects the banker to the oil executive, to the insurance executive, to the pharmaceutical executive. That's the Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce created the Tea Party. The Tea Party then used local radio to basically create an environment where the Tea Party would take the guy making $8 an hour that didn't have a pot to piss in, and they would attack the union guy. It was divide and conquer. 50 years ago, 40 years ago, I'm growing up, there's 3 stations on the TV. They go off the air at 1 o'clock in the morning. Back then, there was 50 independent news gathering agencies. Today, there's 60 to 70 channels that create $200 billion worth of revenues through Goldman Sachs commercials, Microsoft commercials. And now we have 5 independent news gathering agencies. And these independent news gathering agencies are headquartered in the East Coast and in the South. I told you about Clear Channel. It comes from Texas. Remember watching CNN when you're watching Lou Dobbs? Well, Lou Dobbs is from Texas. His producer's from Texas. Paul Begala, one of his panelists, well, he was from Texas. The other panelist was Carville. He was from Louisiana. Carville and Begala worked for Clinton and Gore. They were from Tennessee and Arkansas. So when you watch Time Warner and CNN, you're getting the South. When you listen to Clear Channel on the radio, you get the South. When you're in Flint, when you're in Detroit, when you're in Toledo, listening to Clear Channel radio, every half hour, the news comes in. And the news is provided by Fox News and the Wall Street Journal. Propaganda. Propaganda. Now you know who your enemy is. Conservatism. The hoarding of wealth, absolute power, both parties. The Chamber of Commerce ties it all together. Then they have the media, the corporate-owned media. Divide and conquer. So as this thing moves along, how do we attack it? By using those media outlets. Take them back. Take back the Rust Belt, one radio station at a time. You listen to Dan Rivers. You listen to that crazy mayor, whoever he is. Well, you know what? They're waving a flag for the drillers. Well, where's Halliburton come from? Texas. Where's Clear Channel from? Texas. Where's all the wars? Texas. Illegal labor, Texas. You go to Toledo, what do you listen to? Clear Channel. You go to Flint, Clear Channel. Gary, Indiana, Clear Channel. Racine, Wisconsin, Clear Channel. Youngstown, Clear Channel. Cleveland, Clear Channel.
This is my opinion that the enemy is the system, not the people. And the global movement has been going on, and it's going to be going on for a lot longer. And those of us who are older, a lot of us, our intention is to support the youth because it's their world coming up, and their children and children's children past that. So I think this movement is about the 99%, and, you know, we can try to engage the 1% in respectful conversation. The radio and the media, when, I forgot your first name? When Rick was talking tonight in the room that we were all sitting in, he was talking about radio and about how it's owned by the 1%. And I thought of, there's a saying that we have the best government that money can buy, and I guess we have the best media that money can buy also. And there's a young organizer in the audience, Ben Shapiro, who used a term the other day that we occupiers and all these movements happening now, we're earning the media, that we're not paying for the media. The media are coming to us because of the movements happening, and yes, because of the ground movement happening, but it is our opportunity to take back the media in that way.
Can I say something too? When you're talking about getting to the grassroots, you notice I'm Vice President of Clergy Caucus, and on Sunday morning we have across this nation the biggest captive audience in the country, and that is the clergy. And the Clergy Caucus is organizing the clergy all over the country, especially here like in Youngstown. We have a big Clergy Caucus, and we have ministers and pastors. They're not just Methodists or Baptists, or they're Catholics. I have Father Noga and Father Feda and the different Catholic priests. And the International Clergy Caucus, the president of the International Clergy Caucus is a rabbi, a Jewish rabbi from Pittsburgh. So, I mean, it doesn't go across denominations. We not only don't ask about what party you belong to, the denominations are not of our concern. If we are all fighting for the same cause, and we all recognize that on Sunday morning or any time, we who are pastors, and I pastor the Price Memorial Church on the east side of Youngstown, we have members that's in our congregation who are interested in what's going on in the city. By organizing the churches and organizing the people in those churches, we can begin a movement to get the people together. We educate them. Martin Luther King, that's what he did as a Baptist pastor. He held his meetings in the churches and used the people that were coming to the churches. And so it was a faith-based movement, and that's what we're doing here in Youngstown, trying to organize the people by organizing the pastors. And the people want to see what we as clergy are doing about the situations in the city. And we have access to the people because of what we see on Sunday morning. And that's what the International Clergy Caucus is doing, not just here in Youngstown, but all over this country and internationally, by organizing the people who have access to more people and bringing those people together, and as one body moving for whatever cause it is we decide we're working on that particular time in our effort.